Kurt Eichenwald, a new piece in Newsweek. Rachel went off on it last night, but it's, I find this fascinating. About 3 weeks ago, somebody called into this program and said, how come the media is not pointing out the fact that Trump hotels around the world will become soft targets for terrorists who are upset with Trump? You know, if he really does want to bomb the blank out of ISIS, we've seen what they can do. They shot up a shopping center, not them specifically, but groups that claim allegiance and affiliation and philosophical alignment. Shot up a shopping center in Nairobi just, a year ago, 9 months ago. They, about 2-3 years ago, took over the Taj Hotel in Mumbai, formerly Bombay, India. I've stayed at that hotel. They killed hundreds of people, as I recall. I mean, it was just, it was like an execution. Hotels are soft targets. I still don't get why that question, which, that caller made that point to me, and it was like the light bulb went off, and I've been talking about this now for 3 weeks, and I still have yet to hear a single person in the corporate media talk about this. Everybody's talking about, oh, Trump has a conflict of interest, like he can make some money. He's got, in this piece in Newsweek that Kurt Eichenwald wrote and NBC was reporting on last night. Why would Donald Trump suck up to Duterte, the new president of the Philippines, who has, called our president, President Obama, a son of a female dog, and campaigned on the promise to murder drug users, and has already basically hired hit squads to kill several thousand drug users and drug dealers in the Philippines. No trial, no due process, we're not even involving the police, just hire killers. So why would Trump want to be so nice to this guy and, in fact, even invite him to the United States when he hasn't even bothered to invite Theresa May, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, to the U.S., even though we have a special relationship with the U.K.? Well, Eichenwald says Trump Tower at Century City in Makati, Philippines, is on the verge of completion, with potential buyers having placed deposits on at least 94% of the condominiums, according to Century Properties, the Trump Organization's business partner there. During the U.S. presidential campaign, Trump's sons, Don Jr. and Eric, traveled to Makati to shovel some dirt in a ceremony to celebrate the structural completion of the building. Photograph of the two men shoveling alongside top Century Property executives was posted on the building's website. On that same website, a line of jewelry by Trump's daughter, Ivanka, is offered for sale and is expected to be available for purchase at the $150 million property. Right. Well, so you've got this, right? You've got the Donald Trump, is making money on the side, and being president is just a way of making more money. You got that. And in fact, before he announced his candidacy, he made the offhand comment more than once, I believe. If I decide to run for president, I will be the first guy in history to make money running for president of the United States. And it looks like he did. And I'm still, I gave $5 to the Trump campaign early on to get on their mailing list. In fact, the day I did it, I told you all about it. And I've been getting all the emails, right? And today it was, hey, we've got a free bumper sticker for you. Yesterday it was a gift ornament. You can buy an ornament for your Christmas tree that is a little tiny Trump hat that says "Make America Great Again," with gold embroidery on it that you hang on your tree. He's still making money off running for president, and he's theoretically our president. I mean, the Electoral College doesn't meet until next Monday, but, in all probability, he's going to be our president. But the thing that concerns me, frankly, and that I think is much more important, is this whole soft target, hard target thing. Let me get to that in just a second and just recap the main, I think Kurt Eichenwald buried the lead, frankly. And I think Rachel Maddow picked that up, and she just ran with the lead exclusively last night. And that was that Erdogan, the president of Turkey, is, there was a military coup against him back a few months back. And he beat back the coup and came back into office and has arrested some 30,000 people or more and presumably executed a bunch of people for plotting that coup. And he blames the coup on a Turkish imam, a cleric, a Muslim priest, essentially, an imam, who is a legal resident of the United States and lives in Pennsylvania. And he has been asking the Obama administration for years to deport this guy to Turkey so that they can execute him or have a trial or punish him or whatever they're going to do. And the Obama administration has been saying, no. So Trump has a business partner in Turkey. He's got, there's a Trump property in Turkey too, and he's got a business partner there. And one of the senior executives of that business partner was just arrested by Erdogan. And others presumably will soon be arrested for plotting to overthrow the Turkish government. Erdogan has basically turned himself into, from a democratically elected president into a strongman autocrat. He's doing essentially what Mussolini did in the 20s, what Hitler did in the early 30s, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, we've seen this movie 100 times. Well, we've seen it maybe 20 or 30 times in this last, 50 years around the world. And so he's basically, it appears, trying to blackmail Donald Trump. We will hold your business interests hostage, or the people affiliated with them, until you send us this cleric. Now, that's the soft side of it. But, like I said, what happens when somebody gets seriously PO'd at Donald Trump or the United States, and Trump is the symbol of the United States once he's the president? I still find myself like almost choking as I say that. And decide, okay, cool. It's really hard to blow up a U.S. embassy. They've got, they're surrounded by Marines and Blackwater guys or whatever, whatever defense contractor greased the palms of the Republicans on the military and intelligence and committees and whatever committee has oversight over the State Department. So, they're pretty tough. But Trump properties? It's like an invitation to terrorists. I mean, even here in Washington, D.C., the Trump Hotel, it's the old post office. It's on Pennsylvania Avenue, 3 blocks from the White House. But the hotel is right on Pennsylvania Avenue. I mean, there's nothing but a sidewalk between the hotel and Pennsylvania Avenue. And so if some idiot decides to do a Tim McVeigh and drive up with a U-Haul truck packed full of fertilizer explosive, and they could take down the building. Now, the White House is aware of that. And after Tim McVeigh, they hardened the White House. And after 9/11, they shut off Pennsylvania Avenue in front of the White House. You used to be able to drive in front of the White House. You can't do that anymore. It's now a pedestrian mall, that part of Pennsylvania Avenue. Are they going to do that at Trump Towers or the Trump International Hotel here in D.C.? If so, it's going to be crazy. But I don't know how you harden a hotel. I know how, hardening the White House is a process that has taken place over probably a century. Incremental step by incremental step as technology improves and more underground. I mean, there's a whole city underground underneath the White House that nobody can blow up unless they hit it with a nuke or something. But Trump hotels are all over the world. And, this is a serious problem.